Welcome back to Masonic High School's Sports Blast.
Thanks for coming back. A lot of players want to make it to the NBA, the NFL, the WNBA, but don't understand how to get there. It takes way more than just talent. You have to be disciplined, work hard, grateful. Local 24 Sports Director Doc Holliday talked about the journey with 7-year NFL vet Marcus Bell.
Joining me now is my man, my good friend, the Memphis legend, University of Memphis legend, and NFL star Marcus Bell. Marcus, thanks for joining me, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me.
Now, Marcus, man, it's good to have you here, man, because a lot of football players watch this show. They watch, and they always they won't want to go to the league, but I don't think they understand how hard it is to get to the league. I was only able to last 2 years.
Right.
You lasted way longer than me and had a great career, man. Just what advice would you give them in order to make it to this highest level of football?
Well, I think a lot of times when I get a chance and the opportunity to speak to young men about achieving that goal, the first thing that comes to mind for me is being willing to do what it takes, and that's hard work. It's a ton of guys that's out there that are talented, that has the skill set, but not willing to work. You know, I always tell guys hard work outdoes talent. 24/7, 365 days a year, and then some. So you have to be willing to put the work in. Everybody goes to training camp. Everybody does off-season training. What are you doing when you have those 3 weeks off or that 1 month off? Are you setting to set yourself on a high level to improve your game? So the thing that comes to mind to me is the willingness to work harder than everyone else.
And now you're doing some great things with the University of Memphis football program. Been doing some great things, keeping them engaged in the community, man. Doing a great job. I mean, an outstanding job of keeping former players involved, which we appreciate because we're old now and we love to feel involved. But you're around these young people now in college, man. What do you tell them, man? Not even just football players watching, just young athletes, in order to be successful on the next level, because once you jump from high school to college, it's a whole different monster.
It is, and you know me, Doc, I like to be honest, like you said, from working with the former players and just Tigers as a whole, play the sport or not, the biggest thing is everybody's not going to make it to play in the NFL. Everybody's not going to conquer whatever they're chasing, but you will become something. And like I always try to focus on with the guys that's currently enrolled and playing, whatever you're trying to accomplish, set your mind to it and chase it. It goes back to that hard work I was just talking about, and don't let anyone tell you you can't get it done, whatever it is, but also set yourself up. You're one play away. We understand that. I know that. It was a point that I didn't realize that I was able to play with a guy by the name of Reggie Howard, and I always would hear guys say, hey, you one play away. This guy was projected to go first round, broke his neck. He was blessed to still go on and play, but that changed my mindset as a whole about this is serious. You're one play away, so what is it that you want to do if this doesn't work out? And whatever that is, for me, I had set my mind that if this doesn't work, I was going to still work with kids, teach school, and be that avenue. And it kind of lines up with what I'm doing now, being able to be around those guys and be more not looked at as a coach, but to try to help them become better men, better people in life. So it really goes back to any athlete or whatever it is. Set your mind, set your goals. I believe firmly in goals. Once you accomplish that, go on to something else, set some higher goals, and work it that way.
And talking about foundation, man, because I love to tell these young people all the time, man, you have to set a good foundation. And regardless if you're playing football or basketball, education is important. I think we just be telling them that. And not only education, but being great citizens and treating people fairly, man, and putting a good reputation of yourself out there, because that's extremely important if you're going to be successful in anything.
Doc, you know, character is very important in anything you do. Like we're talking about sports, but like you said, building the foundation. I tell guys all the time, they give me a lot of grief about my slogan or my statement is do you. And who are you at the end of the day? And I like to ask those guys, your character, what defines you? Are you a guy that's going to get on social media and go on these rant and post a lot of stuff that's frowned upon, that's not, and you know that's not the best decision. Be able to address that, like you said, a foundation of treating people right, making a good decision, character, who you are when nobody's watching. Are you gonna, you got a chance to do something you know shouldn't be done, but hey, nobody's around. Are you gonna make that decision to do the right thing and do it the right way? So like you said, the foundation, I'm glad you brought that up, is so important, and then it comes a point where we have to stop making excuses. That's at whatever level. You have to stop making excuses and take ownership in what's going on and what type of person you're going to become.
And lastly, man, I know you like to stress this as well. I have to stress that to people too, because people don't understand. They be like, man, why athletes act a certain way? The thing with athletes is a lot of times when you're good, we have a warped sense of reality. Our reality is not everybody else's reality, but it should be, because we think we can do whatever we want.
Correct.
Say whatever we want because people are letting us do that, but that's not smart. That's not helping us, man. What do you say to those young people when they look, bro, or young lady, you're not as good as you think you are, and you're not better than anybody else because you have a skill and a talent in this specific sport?
At the end of the day, I am excited that I call it the Pac-Man Jones rule. And people are like, what are you talking about? Pac-Man Jones, for those that know, if not, kind of look it up, always would get into trouble, get away. And I think that came about, in my personal opinion, is exactly what you're saying. Being able to, okay, I'm going to let you go on this one. Okay, I'm going to let you. And the fact of it is, it'll catch up with you, because none of us, at the end of the day, the time, no matter how talented, your day will come where you're not going to be able to do that in life, and the passes are not going to come. So it goes back to the foundation that we was just talking about, the character that I'm talking about. Who are you truly going to be? Are you going to be a guy that we call the imposter, that looks good and says the right things but doesn't do the right things? So at the end of the day, you have to be aligned together, foundation, all those things we just talked about, to be able to get it done.
Big Marcus Bell, thanks so much, man.
Appreciate
7-year NFL veteran, and he's from
Appreciate
Memphis, and he's a Memphis Tiger, making us all proud and giving us some great words. Big Bell, thanks for joining us, man.
You, bro. Anytime.
Thanks for joining us for Sonic High School Sports Blast. For everyone here, Alyssa, David ×2, Brene, Ray, Carlos, Clayton, Kevin, Derek, Alan, Duck, thanks for joining us. We'll be here next week with some championship games.
Thanks for watching the Sonic High School Sports Blast. This week's show was sponsored by Sonic. By SKB Facilities and Maintenance. We take pride in our work. You'll take pride in our results. All American Sports, your team sports headquarters. By Delta Technical College, hands-on, take off. And by A Step Ahead.